Grand Rising, beloveds. I was just laying here this morning and I just said, let me do a quick short video because I'm watching. I always watch TV. I'm not watch TV, but I'm always listening to something. And I was listening about Big's documentary came on by itself, and I started to analyze something. When it comes down to artists, hip hop artists, the most successful hip hop artists, the ones that I love and become attracted to, are the ones that can mix the old school with the new school. And I see a similarity between Big Spirit and FBG Duck Spirit. And I always said that. I always called him personally the Chicago version of Notorious B.I.G. Not to take away from Duck. Duck is Duck, but he reminded me a lot of Biggie. Um, and I just realized why. Um, Biggie, when he came out, his first song, his first major commercial song was Juicy. And in Juicy, he came in with, "It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. Um, Mad pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, Rap Attack, Mr. Magic Marley Marl." He came in with some nostalgia. He came in with some old school stuff, and he mixed it up with the new school stuff. And the beat was also an old school track. The track was called Juicy Fruit by M2May. Go listen to that. That's where they got the the sample for Notorious B.I.G.'s Juicy. So as I'm listening and I'm watching this documentary, I was like, wow, that's what I liked about Duck. He had that same energy that he could mix the old school street swag with the new school of what he was doing, because you could tell in Duck's lyrics that he knew a lot about the old school, mentioning stuff that I wouldn't think that someone of his age would mention, because that came from my era and my generation, such as him wearing those jackets, the Martin jacket and the Poetic Justice jacket. He had his own swag for the new generation, but he also had an old school gangster style. And I noticed that most of the successful rappers that really get the most following is the ones that can mix the old school swag with the new school swag. And not only that, Big was kind of a tall dude. He was about 6'4", 6'5", and Duck was 6'6", but they were big teddy bears, because Big's first video, his mother was in the video. And when Duck got his first deal, when he got his deal, he did a song called "Look What Happened," and his mom was in the video. You see what I'm saying? A lot of Duck's lyrics are in my mama house. You know what I'm saying? I got mad guts up in my mama house because he loved his mother, and Big loved his mother the same, and they showed it. They weren't ashamed to show their love for their mother, even with their gangster personas, because they were able to separate certain things. And with drill music, a lot of the audience, they choose sides because they're looking at it from a gang perspective. But me, I'm looking at it from a music perspective. I found out about the gang connections and everything later. But when I'm giving my opinions, and when I'm formulating my interest in drill, I'm looking at it from a musical perspective, because I'm not a gang member. Unfortunately, underlyingly, there's a lot of gang activity, and a lot of young men lost their lives. Rest in peace to all of them on both sides, on every side. But you have to understand that the outsiders that's not involved, they looking at it from a musical perspective, because in the midst of all of this, drill music, in my eyes, from being there from when hip hop began, drill music brought back hip hop, but it was infiltrated with gangs, or not. I'm not going to say the gang infiltrated. I'm going to say outsiders. used the gangs to infiltrate hip hop because Chicago brought hip hop back from mumble rap. At that time, during the mumble rap stage, I was not listening to hip hop. I was not listening to rap music. I was going back to my Wu Tang and my Biggie and my Mobb Deep. I was not listening to rap music. It did not do anything for me. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was dumbed down. But as I started listening to drill music, which what brought my attention to drill music was seeing Duck laid out in the street like that. That shit fucked me up. And I started listening to their music. And not because I didn't want to, but because I didn't know anything about drill music because I had stopped listening to hip hop past a certain point because I felt it was not hip hop anymore. It wasn't rap music no more. But when I started listening to drill rap and I started listening to their lyrics and the beats, and I was like, okay, they're spitting. And outsiders saw that y'all was spitting too. You understand? And you was taking back the energy from the mumble rap, from the dumbed down frequency. The beats was coming back. The lyrics was coming back. The swag was coming back. Chicago would have had a stronghold on hip hop if, and even more, a larger stronghold than it does now, if it wasn't infiltrated by people who wanted to see them take each other out. See, because that was an energy that had been suppressed for a long time. That energy was suppressed and held down for a long time. And when you suppress energy, it has to show up somewhere. It's like, when you sit on something like air, like when you're trying to get rid of air, but it has to come out somewhere, you have to release it. Well, this is what happened. That energy was released again in Chicago in the Midwest, and I love their music. I really do. It ignited back my passion for rap music, and I'm so sorry that it's being infiltrated the way that it has been, and so many people lost their lives. I wish there was something I could do about that, but in learning about drill and recognizing the infiltration and the manipulation of our youth, I had made a decision that I would leave positivity somewhere along the line in that world. And I hope that I am doing so. And that is the meaning for me being so active and keeping up with drill music the way that I am, because I don't want these young men to die in vain. They were talented. They were strong young men. And they were coming from a soul group that came here to tear shit up. Only they don't know that. But the enemy did. Peace and love, gang.